Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at a comparison of these running shoes that I've come to own over the years. We're going to start off with the fact that these are all Brooks. You could see the box. This particular box is from this model right here, the Brooks Pureflow 5. These are brand new. I only wore them around the house a little bit so far, and I'll tell you the reason why. These are a pair of Brooks Pureflow 2, and this is an identical pair of Brooks Pureflow 2 as well. These ones in particular, as you could tell, they're old, they look beat up, they're very, very worn at this point. I've been wearing them for years, maybe 4 years at this point so far. Got a good amount of miles out of them, and I'm very happy with them. They've held up terrific over the years. Even after a couple of washes in the washing machine, to be honest with you, you could tell nothing's come unglued so far around anywhere here. This one is a new pair of an older shoe, as you could tell. It's unworn, brand new condition. You have this nice little split toe design. This is what it looks like. A very good looking shoe in my opinion. Very lightweight. This older model, the Pureflow 2, comes in at 8.8 ounces. And this exact one actually surprisingly went up. So this is 9.2 ounces. Now in terms of look, they're both good looking shoes, I would say. But obviously the difference is the comfort. This particular shoe, in my opinion, is unwearable. So after wearing this pair of shoes for a long time, I decided it was time to get another pair. So I went with, familiar brand and model, the Pureflow 5. At the time, this was the newest shoe available. Currently, the 6 is out, which looks almost identical to this model. So I just stuck with this one at the time. They're fairly cheaper at this point as well. But I've come to realize that the brand itself, if you look at this shoe on its own, is nowhere close to what it used to be back when these two pairs were made. So the reason I say that is in terms of comfort and actual wearability, this is almost unwearable to me. So one of the features I've really come to love on the Pureflow line, in particular to these Pureflow 2 models, are the fact that the upper is a single piece, almost a single piece. There's really only one flap right here, and the rest of this is a single piece upper liner. There is a nav band, which is what they call it, kind of helps secure the actual sock, the upper one piece in place. So when you're running, there's really no issues here. You have very good fit. As you can tell, these shoelaces, they look snug here, but in reality, the upper is already basically a single piece design. So this really only serves to kind of put a little bit of pressure here at the top of the shoe next to your ankle. Now let's look at the same design on the Pureflow 5s. There is no nav band, as a matter of fact, and you can tell the amount of shoelaces here is pretty astounding. There's a whole bunch of shoelaces here, a lot of strands, and when you're walking, to be honest with you, this part here starts so low, there are literally cuts into where your toes, near the end of your foot. And in terms of this material, it's a tough material with pretty heavy stitching over here, and when you're bending your foot, it really just kind of digs in to your foot. It makes it very uncomfortable, nearly unwearable, even with relatively thick athletic socks. The actual tongue in here, there's really nothing to secure it. It wobbles around on its own as much as it can. There's not even a single loop on the tongue where to lace your shoelaces through, which is normally what you expect out of any good shoe. Even bad shoes today have that, but the actual design itself is also very, very different. So these black portions here are the rubber pads. The white is a foam material. They call it a Biomogo DNLA. What that really means is just foam, nothing really that exciting. This material here is a pretty nice 3D printed material. Feels very nice to the hand. The actual Brooks logo is reflective at night. Another issue that I've come to notice from trying on this newer Pureflow 5 is the fact that your foot inside here is really, really tight. This actual toe box design is quite narrow. Let's see if I hold it up against this pair. It is substantially narrower. I never had any issues with tightness in the Pureflow 2s, and in here I pretty much have a hard time wearing it, and I find myself thinking about what type of socks I'm going to be wearing with them. So that's pretty much a problem. In terms of the actual sole design, they're substantially different. You have now lost the split toe design on the Pureflow 2s, and this is now a single piece up here. You've also lost this midsection, which is what makes this a good neutral running shoe. And this is basically now more or less a flat bottom type shoe, which to me provides no advantages at all. And now, what about the actual insoles? So, not only do I find these shoes to be really tight in this upper section, but let's just take a look at the actual insole. I'm going to take it out of the shoe right here. So it looks like a really nice insole. It's pretty well made, but to be honest with you, it's very thick. So all these extra 3D type grooves are really pressing your foot up against the upper section of the shoe. And that really is what makes it more or less unwearable at that point. Let's also remove the Pureflow 2 insole and have a look at that. So this particular one is a nice flat one. It's substantially thinner compared to this model right here. In terms of softness, they're about the same. All right. Another gripe I've noticed is the actual tongue material. So not only is it too large for this shoe, and there's no tie down or hold for the shoelaces, but also the actual material of the tongue. It's quite sharp here at the tip. You guys can see I'm going to run my finger through it. It's not a soft material, and I've seen how Nike does it on a lot of their Nike free shoes. It's quite soft and comfortable there. Here it's pretty rough, and it's just so high up on the shoe. You know, if you have your foot inside, you could tell. It really just jets out. It's really just going to cut into your shoes if you're wearing low-cut socks. And it's just so tight once again. Now, what about the Pureflow 2? Well, it has a very comfortable upper tongue, and I've actually never had any issues with them, with my old Pureflow 2s, as you could see. I've put a lot of miles on them at this point. Never had any issues here. This is nice soft material at the top. There's no particularly hard edges here. And you could wear them with thin socks, and you really don't even have to worry about that. So at this point, I'm going to do a little demo walk in both of these shoes. So on the left foot right here, I'm going to raise it. I have the Pureflow 5, and on the right here, I have the Pureflow 2. So just based on my impressions, the Pureflow 5, this new one is a little bit taller. This one's a little bit lower to the ground. I feel a lot of pressure here in my toe area, even though they're the same exact size. They're both 10.5. This one just feels like a more natural, comfortable shoe. It really makes me just want to, move forward and kind of bend my leg as I run. This one really just wants to have you not walk a lot, because bending forward is a little bit painful. As I do this, there's a lot of pressure right here. So this crease is just improperly made, or just kind of some kind of dense material, and it really just digs into your foot as I'm doing this. In terms of cushioning, the Pureflow 2 seems a little bit softer, and it seems a little bit more even on the actual bottom of the shoe. Feels more natural as I walk as well. That's a look from the back. The actual tendency of the Pureflow 2 to bend is much better, I gotta say. than this one right here. It just naturally doesn't want to bend as much. And in terms of running, that's really what you need. It's all about the flexibility of your shoe. Now, even though it has a pretty unique bottom design, it really just doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. So there it is, guys. That's all I got for these shoes right here. I'm going to wind up using these ones for a couple of years from now, after which I'm going to have to start searching again for shoes. That's it. Alright, so here's another perspective of all of these shoes close up. I placed the left and the right pairs together so you can have a good visual of the differences between the Pureflow 5 and the Pureflow 2. I gotta say, the Pureflow 5 is a very good looking shoe, but in terms of its functionality, it just doesn't work. As you could tell, the one all the way here to your right, the Pureflow 2, has a single piece inner design, very comfortable. It feels like you're basically in a sock when you're running. The split toe design here in the front really does work. All I know is since I've started running, I've actually achieved much faster times with the Pureflow 2s as opposed to multiple shoes I've tried, including a lot of the Nike free runs. So here we go, another look around.